Howdy, folks. So it is Thursday night, and we are going to be doing some writing in a little bit. Um, Tonight's going to be Sip and Sprint. So, waiting for some of the others to show up. Ooh. I've been working on my Facebook ads all afternoon. So, trying to get that all in order because, need to be making some money. And we'll have some more people joining us in the future. Scott, who was here the other day with us, is going to be joining us again sometime soon. So yeah, it's going to be some decent writing. Decided earlier today that at some point very soon, to help diversify my universe a little bit for my superhero stuff, I'm going to be embracing some romance, smut, erotica, super porn. I don't know. But I'm thinking the series that I'm working on now will be wrapped up soon. And then my next series, I kind of know what I want to be working on, but I might take a little hiatus just long enough to write one or two standalone superhero romance novels. We'll see. There's a lot of and if or but. So let me see. Franklin is currently sprinting. That's where he is. So you're stuck with me for like the next 10 minutes. I caught him earlier. So for tonight's Sip and Sprint, I decided no more tequila because last week was a little too much. So this week we're going to be drinking some Lord Hobo Boom Sauce, which I am quite excited for. Finally, I went to the liquor store. I went to a store for the first time since quarantine happened. And it just so happened my grocery store is attached to a liquor store because where I live, that's kind of how we roll. So this is one of my favorite beers. So I'm quite. It is good. Won't be getting sauced tonight, but enough. So while that's going on, I'm currently working on some Facebook ads that will be going hopefully live in the not too distant future. The basically the long and short of it is you got to spend money to make money, and I'm getting pretty comfortable with the whole spending money to make money piece of things. But I need to really just get a little more consistent about it. So I'm currently working on some advertising that I think will do me some good. We'll see how that all falls. But currently no one's advertising on Amazon because quarantine stuff. So might as well use that to our advantage. And then tonight for actual writing, I'm going to be working on the superhero prequel. It's kind of an urban fantasy-esque thing. Krista can't make it tonight. So I have to drink in her honor. the I'm still working on the prequel. We're getting pretty far along, hitting 35,000, which is the halfway point for me. The story's picking up speed. Things are looking good. Overall, I'm pretty happy with everything. And then I'm releasing a serial episode tomorrow, so that will be on my to-do list, I guess. Ooh. And it's Franklin.
Hello.
I'm checking out all your geek.
I positioned it so I have my bookcases behind me.
Yeah, that's pretty much the we're just gonna strategically place things.
Yep. Like, what looks good? What should face out? You know.
Yeah. Pick the geek moments. Unfortunately, my little alien doesn't show up very well.
Oh, it's very dark color. There you go.
There we go. What are you drinking this evening?
I have some Belgian white beer.
What kind?
Shock Top.
So I have I went to the liquor store yesterday, so I have some Duvel in my.
Whoa.
I know, fancy. Tonight is Boom Sauce, Lord Hobo. I also bought copious amounts of vodka, but I decided being drunk on camera 2 weeks in a row. We'll save that for next time.
It's supposed to be like the closer you get to the end, the drunker you get.
We'll see how fast. I drink beer really slow, so if I even finish this, it'll be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So good news. We've had 6 out of 7 people say that they are interested in the anthology.
Oh, nice. It's a good sign.
So far, you and I are the token guys in this one.
Actually, after you asked me, I just sat for like 10 minutes being like, what romance short story can fit in my superhero universe that I already have? And I'm like, okay, I can do it. I can make it work. Like, I like romance elements in pretty much everything, so I just have to like go with it and see what happens.
And I fully expect, like Nancy was talking, she is much more like on the sweeter side of romance. So, like, oh, good, that'll balance out with my hardcore smut.
Like, there's many different levels of romance.
So I figure what we'll have to do is have like a little heat meter for each of the stories.
This one gets 3 masks out of 5.
Oh God. Yeah, and I don't even actually think, for as smutty as mine is, it's definitely not. It's smutty for me. Like actual romance, people would be like, light.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we could get 10 people, I mean that's a hefty book. So
yeah, and especially for like that time of next year, it'll be like worth it to have something themed.
Well, and that, so we were originally talking about doing a Christmas theme, and we realized that a Christmas theme wouldn't be, you wouldn't sell it in July.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a romance anthology could be sold year round. It just has one day where it gets featured more.
Yeah.
So we're still in the stages of is this even a thing? Like, are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
But you know, I am such in this spaghetti mentality of just throw it all against the wall and we'll see what happens.
Either way, it's more content. Even if it doesn't turn into an anthology, like, can still post stories that we do to wherever, or put them up as weird in between.
Well, and that's what I kind of figured. If it was in someone's universe already, then it wouldn't matter if, you know, oh, we decided not to do it, because then at least it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will say it was really hilarious after I Googled to see like do's and don'ts of writing a short story romance, and one of the like third on the list was exactly what I was thinking of doing, and it was like not do this, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went in my notebook of ideas and I crossed it out and said, don't do this.
Every time I see that stuff, and I'm sure I am wrong every time, but I'm always like, I'm going to do it and I'm going to make it a success. And then at the end, I'm like, why did I do this?
Because it's like a challenge. It's like you want to see if you can do it and prove them wrong. Like,
and I never seem able to prove them wrong.
It was like such easy things too. It was like I'm going through like, yeah, that, yes, I can do that. Yeah, it was like no more than 2-3 characters. Make sure they know when, where, why. Make sure you don't do heavy descriptions. Then it was like, don't have any major commitments. Have it take place only over a couple of days. And I'm like, well, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, mine actually takes place in about 4 hours.
That seems reasonable for a short story.
And it's definitely not like a happily ever after. It's a happily for now. So like, will they get together? Well, it doesn't matter. They're content right now.
No. Because there can always be more.
Yeah. It'll be the next series.
Oh, yeah.
Because God knows I always want another series.
Everybody wants another series. I have to not be exhausted when I think, oh, I could come up with another one. And be like, oh, do I really want to? How fast can I write this? How long can I? How long is it going to take to do like 3 or 4 more books of a brand new series? Oh.
So Trish and I were actually just having this conversation earlier today about, should we just suck it up and write a romance in our universe and just cash in?
Well, either way, I mean, if romance is the biggest genre, then it could draw in people that wouldn't normally read a superhero like genre.
Yeah, and so we were just kind of having the debate of, would this be a good business plan, or are we just stretching here? And at this point, it's a whole lot of who the hell knows. I am flailing with my spaghetti method. I do not suggest this for any author.
Set a plan down, stick to it. But then your creative brain is like, but what about this? And it throws the whole list of things out the door.
Okay. Sprint for, oh, you guys have already been going for a while.
Looks like they've got one starting at 6:20.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do the last one and entered and then didn't type anything because I didn't know what I was going to type.
I am working on my serial right now, which is about, this entry is about half done. So after that, I don't know what I'm doing.
I actually went through earlier for my sequel that I've been working on for my superhero series, and I like took all the crap that I had done in sections and like put it all together, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot more done than I thought. So my brain didn't feel so terrified when I opened my project.
So are you feeling better about it in general?
Yeah, because I wrote a lot of it out of order as it just came to me, and I would just like plop the document pieces where I thought they were going to go. And then I basically go through and check to make sure that my first line of a chapter sounds like a first line, and then the ending line is sort of like a mini cliffhanger.
Okay.
And as long as I have that, then I'm like, that's a chapter. Good. And I don't have any holes where I didn't explain something or I missed a scene. So hopefully when I do my read through, I don't find anything totally horrible.
Surprise! It was wretched.
Like, oh boy. And this one's a little bit longer than I usually do because I just kept going with it. So it's like, oh, it's going to take a little bit of time to make sure everything is together.
Is this is in the same world, right?
Yeah, this is like the teens that are. I skipped over their graduation because I was like, I don't want to write that. They just graduated. I don't want to do the like, they're worried about graduating. I'm just like, they're graduated. It's summer and now they're figuring out what the heck they're doing.
I feel that's fair. I feel like every person has already experienced that. Let's just move on.
Yeah, I've seen so many superhero graduations in movies and everything that I'm like, really? I don't need I don't need the drama of them being late to the ceremony or like it's so whatever. So I'm happy that they're kind of like instead having discussions about like, so what are you planning on doing with your life now? And it's like, well, I secretly am a superhero, so I have that, but
and then of course you need like appropriate themed like graduation music where they all can be like super sad about what will we do with ourselves.
oh, these were the best days of my life. No, they weren't. You're gonna be just fine.
I I remember my high school graduation. Afterward, I went home.
You didn't go and do any of the like
Nope.
go hang out with people. But then again, where you were from like a very small
Like
place.
they went on like a cruise in like Bar Harbor.
Oh jeez, they all do.
Like everyone does it. And all I could think was, no, nope. I'm not getting on a boat with you people. You're already
I'm not being stuck on the water with you.
like, if we go out far enough, it's international. It's like pirates' law, and none of us are going to survive.
Oh no.
I've read this book.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I wanted nothing to do with anything graduation related. And then I had to deal with my mother's wrath because I wore flip-flops to graduation.
Oh boy.
I didn't know there was a dress code.
Well, depending on how long the robes are, you can get away with a lot of things.
Yeah, our my class advisor actually did clothing checks.
Oh wow.
Because we were the class that would have done something stupid.
Oh no.
All right. I guess it's time to make words happen.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go. furiously typing over there.
Ugh. It's like, oh, I typed a typo, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna fix it. I type it wrong a second time. No.
So there are certain words like guard that I write wrong. Oh, I write it correctly, and then I look at it and go, no. And then I go back, delete it, rewrite it the way I think it should be, and then I wait for the little lines to show up.
Yep.
That guard, conscience, consciousness, and restaurant.
Restaurant, I always have to read it wrong in my head as I type it.
It's the reason why all my people go to bars and not restaurants. It's pretty shameful at this point.
It's like, gotta read it like restaurant.
Well, I mean, I still sound out Wednesday in my head. Like, it's not a hard one, but that's how I hear it.
Yep. Wednesday.
I think I finished all my graphics for my Facebook ads.
Oh, nice.
Trish and I were talking earlier about that AMS has just been kind of a shit show lately. And so my ad spend is on Facebook is really low, like or the cost per click is really low.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the lowest it's ever been. And my ads aren't good. Like, I'm not even trying to pretend that they're good. And I was like, if I put in a little bit of effort, maybe I could, actually make good money and not pennies, Oh yeah, I made $1.25 and spent $1 to get it.
Yeah. That's why I always wonder when people are like, yeah, this was my first huge year. I always think in the back of my head, how much of that did you spend?
Yeah. I want to know what your net profit is.
Yeah. What is because I know it's not, it's never like, unless you're just crazy lucky and somebody just organically made you into a viral, amazing hit. Like, you got to do something.
And I'm sure it exists, just I don't think that's as many people as they want you to believe.
Mm.
And I would be fine spending, $500 to make 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
But like my AMS ads I was spending $1 or I was spending $20 to make $21.
Yeah. I don't know. No.
That's not worth the effort.
No, it's going to be a little bit better than that. Yeah, it's just at the beginning I did Goodreads when they used to do Goodreads ads and stuff like that.
I used to do really good with their giveaways.
Oh yeah.
Every time I would set up a giveaway on there, people were delightfully impatient and they just go get the book.
Yep. I did end up at one time being a victim of the stupid ring of people that would apply for every single book and then they would get awarded them and then just immediately sell them and be like, it's autographed. And I'd be like, wow, you didn't even read it. You don't even read the genre. I don't know why you signed up for this. No one's going to pay the amount that you're charging for me, a no-named person.
That was one of the reasons why I stopped doing like giveaway type stuff. That's not that I would never give away a book because you would always get those freebie seekers. And then when you start seeing emails coming in through your subscribes and it's like free shit at gmail.com. Yep, I'm sure that's a quality subscriber.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. People. Yeah, I think for me, even as a reader, like the days of free stuff is so played out because I really wrecked my like algorithm recommendations for myself by just casually downloading a few things that I want to try, and then it was like immediately all my stuff was like Scottish Highland time travel romance, and I'm like, I really don't read this. I just wanted it because the cover looked exciting and it was okay, but I'm not going to read more, and it was free.
You're reading Outlander, don't lie.
It was out. So, but it took so long for it to be like, oh, these covers that it's recommending to me at the bottom are actually things that I'll purchase.
And that makes 7 people who said yes.
Nice.
I'm trying to see if I can get Lana in here. I want some Australian accent in this room.
Yes. Come on. Grace us, please.
She's literally just getting out of bed.
It's a hard sell.
I don't know. There's those crazy, like, I get up at 3 a.m. so I can write.
Oh no, I can't do that.
I got up early this morning at 9.
Yeah, that's early. That's considered early. It's like, oh boy. How late do you stay up though?
Here's the sad part: is not as late as you would think. Last night was like the first night in a long time I've stayed up past midnight, and it was till like 1 a.m. So like, I definitely operate best with 8 to 9 hours or 5 to 6 hours. So
yeah, there's like that sleep cycle calculator that I was using for a while where you type in like, what time do you want to get up? And then it would calculate backwards and say, you should go to bed at either this time or this time. And it would be like 10 p.m. or midnight. Do not go to bed in the middle because you will wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle in the morning when your alarm goes off and you'll feel exhausted. And it worked pretty good for a while.
My problem is like, I have to get up for, back in the old days when we had to go to work. I have to be up at 5:30. Well, 5:30 becomes 5:45. 5:45 becomes like I have to physically be out the door at 6:20 or I cannot be to work. And, getting up at 6:10, like throw some clothes on, brush my teeth and run.
Yep. Yeah, I've done that many times. It's like, thank goodness the like appearance demands for a dude is not that high for
Yeah.
I would have to do makeup or really my hair depending on how long it is. So
I think I've even given up shaving. I think I don't see the point in it anymore. I think I'm just gonna let it happen. just see where the road takes me. I do have to buzz this or the baldness gets really noticeable.
Yeah, it's like that. Everyone that I know is getting to that age where it's like, oh boy, oh no.
How old are you?
We're gonna wear hats. I am 33.
Oh, okay.
But my dad,
like, I'm 27.
No, when I judge by my dad's genetics, it's like I look at photos of him when he was roughly my age, and I'm like, well, I'm not as bad as he looked. But so,
My dad's family, everyone by the time they were out of their teens had massive white spots on the back of their head. And then all of them by age 30 were pure white hairs.
oh wow.
So I was like, oh, look, I'm starting to get some salt and pepper in there. A little more salt and pepper starting to show up. I'm just like, no, let's go straight on Santa Claus, white.
Oh, that would be an interesting disguise for a superhero. It's just like color changing hair, facial hair, and everything. Like, oh, you don't look like yourself. Usually you have straight black hair. Now you have pure white hair. I don't know who this is.
Just parted on the other side.
Yep, just be amazing. They'd be called the Quaff.
Oh, I should probably actually do a sprint. I was wondering what was taking so long.
Oh yeah, there's probably nobody. Everyone, this was such a slow day for sprints. I like went in and out, and it was just like today is just not that day. It's too nice out some places. It's like, oh.
I am determined after this because it's still really nice out. I think I'm gonna, even if it's starting to get a little dark, I might just go for a walk just to be out and about.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, she's gonna get her life together and get the kids going, and then she might join us.
Ooh.
I'm so excited to have an Australian.
Crikey. She's gonna be like, you're an asshole.
I wonder if I can convince her to say the dingo ate my baby.
Oh no. It's like a terrible idea. I wonder if I should switch between what I'm typing and something else.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I feel like I run out of steam on certain chapters where I'm like, yep, that's all my creative brain has thought of. And then I'm like, oh, I could start this next scene for something else. And I just go back and forth. I've got like 3 different main documents going on right now.
It's witchcraft. That's all I have to say.
It's like too many ideas. I don't want to lose anything. I've had times where I waited and I was like, I'll just do when I read like Stephen King's how-to book and he was like, just let it percolate. I'm like, I definitely don't act like that when I write because I've let things sit and then I can't remember it at all when I go to actually write it.
So earlier today, Trish and I were talking on the phone because we were running some ad logistics back and forth because it's taxing my brain to think about this. And she's like, "Oh, do you want me to call you?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me just have a moment to think about this." And she goes, "Well, if you want, you can bounce ideas off me." And I was like, "Do you want to call me while I'm in the shower because that's where I do my best thinking?" And she was like, "I think I'll wait." But weirdly enough, I had the thought that I needed in the shower.
Yep. It's like tricking your brain into being like, you're not really focusing on anything. You're just relaxed. There's the solution.
I constantly think about getting like one of the wet markers to like write on because I have a stand-up shower thing and just writing on the door, like all the notes.
Yeah. Good.
Then my brain will be on to me. It'll be like, you're just going to the shower to work.
The Crayola washables.
It just looked like a 5-year-old got loose in my house.
Why did they change colors? because they felt like it.
All right, I'm gonna go maybe do some writing.
Okay.
Maybe. Look at who we have. Hello. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty darn good. It's weird to think that
I'm
you
still
are
waking up.
you're just waking up.
I have my coffee though, so technically I'm sipping.
Hey.
Yeah.
Right,
cheer to
there's my
that.
camera. So Remy and sorry, what was your name again?
Oh,
Franklin.
Franklin.
There we
Nice to meet you. Oh, there you go. Woohoo! You don't need to try and say my last name.
how
Right.
do you say your last name?
The first C is silent, so it's Perherchik. But yeah,
Ooh.
I know.
Never
There's only
guessed.
11 of us in the world. So
Really?
I thought, why not? You know? Yeah. So how's it going? I just wanted to pop in and say hi before the Monday big,
Oh
big.
yeah.
I can't obviously talk in the morning.
You guys are in the panel together.
Are you? Do you write romance, Franklin?
I have some in my. It's not a strict romance, but I have a love plot in my
Elements.
superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone should have romantic elements, I think, because most movies and most stories have a little bit of a romance on the side, but it's very
Oh, yeah?
important.
He
Yeah.
gets to be the token guy on the panel.
Yeah. It's awesome to actually have a guy on the panel.
Well, at first we didn't think it was going to happen, and then Franklin put in for it. We were like, yes, well-rounded.
You
Yeah,
planted
yeah.
the seed, so
Yeah.
I was like, why not?
Yeah.
We were plotting.
Yeah. If only I can have some wine early in the morning. It's going to be a fun panel.
No one's going to judge you if you do.
No one knows, really. I just put on the light so it's not natural light, and then everyone would think that it's nighttime.
So,
And the kids run in crazy and get ready for school.
whereabouts are you?
So I'm in Perth, Western Australia. We're really lucky, actually, at the moment. We're on the Australia's divided into 7, states, and we kind of take up half the country. We're a real big slab of the country, and most of us is desert and outback and stuff. But where we live, it's kind of like weather like San Diego style,
Okay.
California and all that West Coast. I went there on my honeymoon with my husband, so we were like, oh, this feels like we're home. It's really, really quite similar. But we're quite spread out. We've got a city, but it's not a big city. We've got like 6 million or something, I think.
So
and that's it. 6 million? No, that's the whole. God, it's not much. Though. New York's got like the population of all of Australia almost. So that's what. How spread out we are. We went into lockdown, and each state kind of stopped travel quite earlier on in between states. So we've had no cases of corona for over a week now, and everyone's going back to school and all this stuff. So we're really lucky where we are. We've kind of, I think it's because we're so spread out, so we can do something like this. Where are you guys?
I am in Massachusetts, so 6 hours north of New York.
Yeah. Where are you, Franklin?
And then I'm in Maine, which is like norther from there.
So you're cold.
2 hours ish.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Have we got the same glasses almost, Franklin? Look.
Yeah.
So
I was so happy when the style came back. I was like, yes, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Not going to look foolish wearing them because now they're all back.
They look good. I love Ray-Bans. I
applied for University of South Australia for my master's program.
Yeah.
And it was going to cost me the flight there and back was so expensive that I couldn't get to go visit the school. And so I was going to just apply cold and just be like, okay, let's show up and go to school. And then I started getting a little scared because you guys have a lot of things that will kill you. Like, I want to pretend that I would be the person to go into the outback and like I want to go and see what everything is like. Except I'm scared of bugs, I'm scared of snakes. I'm scared of, like,
Yeah. In all the suburban areas, it's just normal. There's no kangaroos. There's no nothing. We got redbacks, but they're hiding in corners in your garage. So, you normally don't get anything, which is pretty. We always make jokes about how everyone thinks we're so scary over here.
Well, you guys have kangaroos like we have here.
Yes. Yeah. If we go down south, we call it where we are. We go camping or on a holiday. We call it holidays, vacations.
Yep.
Yeah, vacation. You head half an hour out of the city and there's kangaroos everywhere just hopping around, and they're pests. They're actual pests. So yeah. But still, they're fun. They're fun to Hang on, I just got a text from a parent. Yeah,
Oh.
it's all good. Yeah, kids having a sleepover tonight, so
Okay.
I have to, arrange that stuff. Yeah, no, kangaroos. They're still as exciting for us to see, because they're not in suburbia. You have to go out into, an hour or so away into the country, we call it. And they're everywhere there. So we always pull off the side of the road and show the kids and stuff. And, if one comes into the campsite in the morning, everyone's like, oh, my God, look, kangaroo poo. They've been here.
So I grew up about 3 hours north of where Franklin lives. And up where I'm from, we have moose.
Ooh, cool.
It's so horrifying.
Are they scary?
They're
so tall,
and they'll charge your car, and they're so big that they'll hit your car, and
oh my God,
they can knock your car over if they really try.
Yeah. Some of the big kangaroos, you have to they do the same thing. If you're driving on the highway, they'll just come at you instead of, and they put their hoppy legs come through the windshield.
Oh no!
So you don't want to get one stuck in the windshield. It's pretty bad. But I've never had a kangaroo accident, thank goodness. But some people have told horror stories, and
Oh,
yeah,
the world.
That's the worst we've got, though. We don't have any, tigers or anything like that. It's just the drop bears, we call them. They're the evil koalas that wait for tourists.
But you have scorpions too.
They're usually only in the really dry areas. So you'd have to, you won't see them in the cities or anything. They'll be further out. Yeah.
My father was in the military, so we moved around a lot. And when I lived in southern US, they're really tiny scorpions. They're not babies, and if they sting you, like, you just get like a welt. They're not really dangerous, but they look like little demons from hell.
Yeah.
And people would like pick them up and chase you with them, and
that's terrifying. No.
Yeah, no, I hate bugs too. I'll scream. Luckily, my youngest, he's 9. He loves catching them. So just Charlie, get here! And he'll come out, show me where they are. We've got like grasshoppers eating our plants at the front, and he just comes out and just grabs them with his hands and puts them in soapy water, and then he's done. Definitely a Slytherin. I don't care about whether they stay alive. I'm like, kill them, get them off my plants. Yeah.
Oh boy, there's plenty more where those came from.
Yeah, on the next door neighbor's house.
Is that Sailor Moon in your background?
Yeah. Where's my camera? There she is. Woo. Wait.
Okay.
Get the camera. Here's my little figurine. She's a bit broken. That's all right. And I've got some Lego Sailor Moon, fake Lego.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
We got all the Sail Scouts. I'll show them all to you. No, I won't.
We were
I
talking.
just redid my office. I was sitting in a dinky little spare bedroom with a bed that was covered in junk, and when we were all locked in and stuff, I was just like, this is it. I can't work in this room anymore. So I spent, as most people did, redecorating.
Yep.
During that time. A lot of people were stuck at home, but it was well worth it. Now I can sit in here and actually feel like a writer. It's really quite scary.
I have all my.
Oh yes. Who's your favorite?
Oh, it's always going to be Magneto.
Oh, baddies. Yeah.
Oh yeah. If
he does what he wants.
Yeah.
You must be on the anti-villain, anti-hero. Are you on the anti-hero panel?
I am the moderator for that one.
Oh, you're the moderator. Yeah, the not so nice anti-hero.
So it worked out in a weird way. We didn't think we were going to have enough people for everything, and so Trish, Jeff, and I were like, we'll just sit back, and if there's an empty spot, we'll fill it. And there were no empty spots. So total, it's either 19 or 20 authors involved next week.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've started sharing it on my reader group. So, and some of them I got some real geek fans, nerds, whatever you want to call them. I'm the same. That's what I call myself. I'm just a big geek. Yeah. I love it. I know it's funny seeing your kids grow up and they're like, oh, so and so's a nerd. I'm like, so are you. You love playing computer games. You love doing this, and they're like, oh yeah, and you're like, oh, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Franklin, are you on another one too, or is it just that one?
I'm also on the pop superheroes and pop culture one.
Okay, so you're both of Trish's.
Yes. Yeah, I just got the list of questions for the romance one, so I have to go through and really think about what I'm going to say.
Oh,
yeah, I got them too. They're pretty cool questions, I think. They're well thought out.
I told her the only thing I need to know is what is your favorite superpower in the bedroom?
That was from you, wasn't it? I saw that.
I'm taking all the credit.
None of my books, I've put them in that position yet, because I was like, I've been very conscious of bringing the romance readers across to the genre, because I wanted to do the superhero genre justice at the same time as not isolate anyone. And, people can be quite, protective of both. So I thought, I don't want to give them too much at the start, but the next character is Lust, and she's like this Deb from Dexter badass girl, but she's going to have these pheromone powers. So I thought she hasn't had a good run in the bedroom, because they sense deadly sin, so they get sick in the stomach every time they sense deadly sin. So she's never had a good relationship until she meets. They've got in paranormal romance, they've got this trope called fated mate, where you've got like a soulmate, one person who is always going to be. So in my series, I've got one person who cancels out that feeling that they get, and they never sense sin in this person ever, because they're their soulmate, they can trust, and they're their kind of haven where they can go to after all the shit. So she'll finally, meet someone, and everything will be fine. But I was like, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah. Most of my scenes are fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the only people who actually have sex on the page are humans.
Yeah.
Which seems counterintuitive now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think, it's a lot of the stigma is changing as well. I think people are feeling more confident in writing, especially with the indie world coming up. There's no one telling you has to be this way or not. As long as you're clear, I think, in the blurb or something that it's not for children.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I thought yours would have been kind of saucy, because your Envy cover is
they are trust me, they're on the page stuff. It's all on the page. It's all hot, steamy stuff, but it's not I mean, there might be 2 times in the whole book that they get together, where as opposed to some people have, you know, the whole time. That's all they're doing. You know, so I do have a huge plot that goes with it and stuff. And I've had some people pick it up that are New York Times bestsellers and stuff, and they're starting to read it and really enjoy it. So I think it's kind of, you know, starting to have its day, which I really, really want. It was really hard. I wasn't going to do this fated mate stuff and all that. I wasn't going to do all that at the start, but I wanted to have that crossover, that I was going to get people who read paranormal romance to try it out because they know that they'll like all that other stuff. So fingers crossed.
Yes.
The series I'm working on right now is more urban fantasy, but it's in my superhero universe. Because I want to grab some of those people.
Yeah, I think that's really worked for me, is to analyze all the tropes in that other genre and then put them in, so that when you say, you know, urban fantasy meets superhero or something, or pick an urban fantasy book meets something, I say Black Dagger Brotherhood meets Marvel. So I don't know if you heard of the Black Dagger Brotherhood one. There's this vampire, crazy. This woman. Yeah, this woman is like insane with her books, but I've read a couple of them. But I actually got her books, and I'm not a huge fan of her books, but I like the way she structured them, and she's got this huge fan base. So I was like, oh, well, she's doing something right. So I got her books, and I just looked at how she structured her chapters, when she had a baddie point of view versus a hero or a heroine and things like that. And then I wrote my story in a similar structure, and I think it's given them familiarity. I still can't talk. I want to finish my coffee too.
Well, so Lami, down to do some writing?
I have to. 7:30, I was going to come and say hi. I've got to go get the kids ready for school now and turn the TV off. This is our turn off time. No TV. Start getting dressed and ready for school. But my husband's home. He works away, and he's home all next week. So we got panels every day, don't we? I was just looking at that.
Yep. What time is it where you are right now?
So we're exactly 12 hours ahead, I think. It's 7:30.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're not going to be able to do sip and sprint next week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do
you start at 6 o'clock every night?
So
do you start earlier?
For Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, we tend to start at noon, which is midnight your time. And then on Thursdays, this is only the second time we've done it, so 6 p.m. just kind of worked.
Yeah, I can probably tune in for an hour and a half. Then I can log in at 6 and then finish at 7:30 on those days, and then I just got to get the kids ready for school. When husband is home, I don't have to finish at 7:30, but it depends how long you guys normally go for.
Basically, we go until it's fingers not working or banging your head against the desk.
Yeah, that's good, because I need to. Actually, next week I've got edits to do on my latest book. Is coming back from the editor, so probably not a good week to do it anyway. But the week after that, I'll be starting the next book, straight into it.
We'll be here, so.
Cool. Let me know, definitely, when you're doing it, and I'll try and let me know the day before, because that'll be my night before, and then I can set my alarm.
Okay. Well, it was nice chatting with you.
Yes, nice to meet you, and I'll see both of you on. I won't see you, Remy, will I? Because you're not a moderator. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you, Franklin. Then on. Is it this kind of thing?
Yeah, it's basically. Yeah. And it'll be a little bit more like that, because there's gonna be.
I look cross-eyed. Sorry. Now the coffee's kicking in. So.
Oh boy.
Don't worry. As your coffee kicks in, so does the beer.
Oh, nice. Well, you guys will be winding down though, and I'll be like, yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah. You'd be like, time to really be productive.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, I hope you guys have a good week and everything's okay over there.
Well,
It's good.
have a good rest of your morning.
Yes, morning. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. This is my window. I'm going.
Other side of the globe.
Yeah. You can't see, it's too bright, but it's definitely daytime out there. It's weird, isn't it?
Only
All
like
right.
8,000, 12,000. It's like 12,000 miles away.
So far, I remember the plane ride when we went on our honeymoon. It was like 2 days. You lose a day going there and you gain a day. No, wait, you lose a day coming home and you gain a day going there.
Because do you have to like fly up to like Singapore and then go?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now they've got a direct flight between Los Angeles and Perth, but it costs more money
I
because
was going to say, I don't know if I could afford that.
Yeah, I know. One day I'll get back. One day.
Someday.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. And
Have a good day.
Yes,
Yes.
you too. Have a good night. Have a good sleep.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
From across the globe.
Time travel.
It's so weird. Like, remember growing up when like calling, like when you were growing up, were you able to dial 5 digits to call on the phone?
I think so, yes.
So like my number growing up was 57031. Like that was the number in all of Maine.
I maybe I just don't remember specifically, but probably.
But like growing up, like I lived on a military base for a good chunk, so like there was a lot of internationalness, but you basically stayed in your town or your city or even your neighborhood. Like you didn't, and now it's like, oh yeah, just chillaxing with someone from Australia, no big.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of like connectivity you're able to do.
I remember it must have been high school, we did like a simulcast with a school in Japan. And even then you'd be like, hi everyone, delay. Hi. And I remember that being like, oh my God, like talking to someone in Japan.
It's crazy.
Nowadays you're just like, you basically have to ask every person you come across, what's your time zone?
Yep. At my job, we had a wall with clocks, so we could tell when one of our coworkers was from overseas. We'd be like, "Oh, now is not really the time to ask them if they can jump on a call because it is evening for them, and that's not a good idea."
The boyfriend is 5 hours ahead right now, but I didn't realize that daylight savings time is, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought it was all on the same day for most people. And his is 30 days off from ours. So for a while, we were 6 hours off.
Oh.
And, I'm not getting up at the ass crack of dawn anymore. So I get out of bed at 9 and it's already P's looking for dinner. I'm like, I'm having orange juice right now.
Oh, so weird.
All right. Sprint at 45.
Sure. That gives me, I think I can probably do one more, and then my laptop is like steadily dying and I did not plug it in. So
The video kills.
it's crazy. And then I noticed because I have all my projects in Dropbox, as I'm typing, it's refreshing. And then sometimes that makes all the video stutter, and it's like, oh boy,
Ooh.
just can't win.
I was in one of our morning things, I was uploading the YouTube video for the podcast, and that just was not working at all.
Upload speeds are terrible from home, I feel like, because I was trying to upload videos for my job when everything shut down originally, and it was just like a crawl. And I checked my speed, and I'm like, there's no way that I can upload anything large to our web portal. I have to like go to the office to do it.
And how does that even work for you? Because those files must be massive.
They're huge. And especially some of the video that we work with is 4K, so it's like extra videos. So I had to bring home like a massive hard drive to store everything. And as stuff was being filmed, instead of sending it to the office because there was nobody there, they just sent it to my apartment. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to pretend that I'm doing my same process, except I'm not using a giant central storage. I'm using this hard drive.
But
and then I would have to go in.
Have to sync the hard drive up to anything?
Thankfully, no. I just made sure that I kept everything the same structure as our online stuff, so that when I basically like snuck into the office just to upload stuff like on like Friday evenings or something. And then I'd like set it to go and be like, okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to come and grab this hard drive so I can go home. And it would just like upload everything. And then I'd be like, there we go. Took only 2 hours, but if I tried it from my apartment, it would be a 5-hour or more process.
So the podcast it's anywhere between 2 to 5 gig, and uploading it onto YouTube is anywhere between 3 to 4 hours.
Yep.
And it's just weird that it's basically a gig an hour.
It's crazy.
But I can download like lightning. Like that's never a problem.
Yeah, that's what tricks you, is you're like, oh, but I'm able to download this like 10 gigabyte file in no time. And it's like, oh, but the upload speed is like, for whatever reason, different. It's where they get you.
And I'm not like, I don't generally upload anything, sizable other than, a video of an hour and 10 minutes, like at max definition.
Yep.
Though I'm a little bit irked because like the video from StreamYard looks really good. Like right now, even with lighting off and weird, it still looks good. But I don't feel that the download is as good a quality as what you're seeing live.
It might not be, because the same thing I think happens for all the Zoom videos that people are recording, where it looks fine while it's streaming, and then when you download it, it like compresses it.
Yeah, I was a little bit miffed about that because we did the last podcast using StreamYard, and it just makes the process easier, and like we have it all set up for, boom, piece of cake.
Oh, nice.
And so I thought it would be like the magical solve everything, and it's not bad quality, but I wanted it like 4K. I wanted you to see every pore on someone's skin.
Oh boy, yeah. I don't know. Because I do know there's some people I've watched on YouTube for a long time, where now that they started their quarantine filming each other separately, and originally they were using Zoom, but it came out so low quality that you can tell they just like took their iPhones and just recorded themselves with like their phone and then just spliced it together. So they just sat on opposite sides of the screen so they could match it up. Because it was ended up better.
And the question really has come up like, do people watching a podcast care that much?
Probably not, because like I've watched like group chats on YouTube of different like gamers and stuff, and it's like I'm just basically listening to. I'm more interested in what they're saying than like seeing every expression they make. And
it's not like it's a special effects bonanza happening.
No, so don't feel too bad. It's like up to the quality of the day that we're living in for everyone being at home.
Yeah. Suck it up, everyone.
Suck it up. You're all filming internet video.
Okay, I'm gonna go sprint.
Here we go.
I didn't even see that.
You got 1 minute to enter your things.
At least I'm being fairly consistent today.
Yeah, I like it when it's like within the same range each session, because then it means that you're not getting like hung up or anything.
Yeah, because I go anywhere from like 500 words, 200 words, 500 words. And I wish I was getting hung up on something, but I think I'm just being lazy.
Are you working off of an outline for what you're doing? Ooh.
I have no idea where this plot is going. Like, kind of dangerous at this point, considering this story needs to wrap up in about 30,000 words.
Oh, boy.
I know what I want the final confrontation to be. I'm not quite sure how we're getting there.
At least you have the basics, like the essence. I feel like as long as I have that, then I always end up working towards it.
I have like I started a subplot really, really late in this book. So I think I might need to either position something or not make it such a subplot. I don't really know yet. Or maybe I just won't answer it whatsoever, and we'll save that for the next trilogy. We'll see how many bad Amazon reviews I get.
Oh, boy. And he totally left out all of this. This is the one thing, and it's always like the one thing that they focus on too, where you're like, why'd you focus on that as a reader? I don't know, but I just focused on it and I wanted answers.
On line 3 of chapter 4, there was a reference that wasn't ever brought up again.
That's always my biggest fear when I read back through stuff before I'm like, okay, I'm going to edit this. And I'm always afraid that I set something up and then I just forgot about it and then didn't do anything with it. And then I hope that it's easy to delete and get rid of and not have it be a big deal.
I had a character in my last book who she was schizophrenic, and she had not multiple personality, but kind of like a safety persona. And I realized as I was writing in this very intricate, like psychological subplot, I got the characters backwards. And so her persona would have actually been the real her, and I had already referenced her as a kid, so I couldn't use it the other way. Oh man. Delete.
No.
Yeah, sometimes less is more is what I'm going with.
Yeah. It's like simple, and then it's like all the extra stuff. Like it doesn't have to be a crazy complicated plot to be exciting. Like, because this one that I'm working on, I made it so complicated for what I wanted my finale to be, and then finally, after being stuck so long, I like stripped it all out and was like, no, we're going to start from the midpoint and go on. And I was like, well, I didn't really need all that extra intricacy. It's still exciting, I hope, and it's still the same length.
The first book of this trilogy is Serial Killer. Go find out who the serial killer is. That is the summary of the plot.
I read Wikipedia pages for that. So it's a good hook.
That is too funny.
Why did they do it?
All right. Well, I will let you go. I will most likely be here in the morning because my word counts are sucking. I am
just meditate on what you're going to write in the shower beforehand, and then go for it.
Yeah, I need like a good 5,000 word day coming up. Like
You can do
just I want to get through this damn plot and be done with this book.
it. Yes.
All right, I will chat with you later.
All righty. Have a great rest of the night.
And my beer is just about done.
Yay!
Have a good one.
You as well.